Got the echo, please? Better? No. Hi, guys. My name's Kevin, and I am the host of the show tonight. I don't know if anyone's going to show up, but we're here. Let me see if I can get this figured out. Hello? Is that better? And it's Friday night, and I'm calling it the first two are free because the first two Fridays of each month are free for all. And so, hello? Man, I'm getting an echo here. You showed me how to fix it, but I can't. I guess that's not it. Welcome to the show. And I love that the first two Fridays are mine. And so I get to invite anyone can walk in these doors. We have no idea who's going to come in. First, I want to shout out to Tim, who's, I don't even know, out enjoying his life right now. And man, all the people that are in my life helping me recover right now.
I just wanted to.
Hey, what's going on? Come in. We're live.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, it's free for all tonight. Come in, put on a headphone.
Jump in the seat.
Wow. I don't know how to fix the effects.
All right. Yeah. How's it going? Romantic. Malachi in motion. Yeah.
Ooh, how you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm tired.
Tired?
I'm tired.
Yeah, it's my fourth meeting today. Yeah.
Oh.
So I thought I was coming to another meeting. This guy got me here for a podcast. Meeting's over.
All right.
It's all good. It's all good.
There's always another meeting.
Yeah.
I bring him up here because he's got a good singing voice. I was
What?
hoping to get
What?
Yeah. He
No.
likes to do Tupac. He likes to do Bobby Brown. He likes to do all that
What?
good stuff.
Well, that's like all the ends of the spectrum.
Oh, man.
Yep. So I told him, let's do some recovery tonight because we do meetings. You know, that's what we do. But
I've seen both of you at a bunch of meetings.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
for a long time, for my entire recovery.
What, 3 years clean?
Next month on the 1st, it'll be 3 years clean.
Okay.
good for you.
Yep.
Congratulations.
I'm 34 months. So,
Yeah.
So you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. That's
No.
what's up.
I know where it was. We met at NA in St. Paul
At the,
at the Redeemer. I'm Jeremiah's buddy.
okay, there we go. And that was when I first got into the sober house.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what's up. Good memory.
And I've seen Rome at 2218 since I first crawled out of the sober house and decided I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
Which is funny because in 3 years now I'm still at the same sober house.
Are you?
It's okay.
Are you running
You're
it?
recovering.
I'm graduating college next month.
Okay.
Or this month. And well, you're at a sober house that is free. College is great. So
Absolutely.
like
I mean,
getting a job and like paying rent and figuring things out
Right.
were like a really big move. So
Right.
no rush. Don't do it.
and I've seen a lot of people come and go. That's it. That's what they do, you
Yeah.
know, and that's what I used to do. And so it's like reinforcement that there's like big things going on for me.
Yeah.
You know, my recovery is a big pivot. Right now, I am doing tree removal.
That's good. That's a good trade.
Oh, it's
It's not
crazy.
bad.
It's crazy.
That's ground maintenance.
Yeah.
I did that for a little bit of my
What was
Jason
Gene
Day.
or Mike saying today? He said that when he first walked in the room 5-6 years ago,
Yeah.
he seen a lot of people in the rooms and he loved it. But now he goes down Franklin, Chicago, and he sees the same people that were in
Right.
the rooms with him when he first walked in.
Wow.
Because of that revolving door, and people just, if you're not doing the work, you're not going to get the recovery.
Depends on who you talk to. I heard somebody say something the other day out front here, and I was like walking out, and I was like, and this isn't the birthplace of recovery, but I was like, this is the birthplace of addiction medicine, and that has like allowed us to have like a huge recovery community, or even like lodging for like the next step. And like someone was like, no, Minneapolis is where a lot of people came to get messed up. Like, and this is a guy in recovery. Like he's like, it's a great place to get messed up.
Well, it was.
City.
It is.
Yeah, every city has addicts and alcoholics. People,
Especially if you have a good job, because then you can afford to do whatever you want to do, and you're not an addict, right?
Oh yeah, you're just doing drugs.
Yeah, just doing drugs.
Like I said, it depends on who you put yourself around,
Right.
and what they're doing, right? Because I fell into AA right away, and the guys on one of the crews I volunteer with, they all have like a lot of time. Their smallest time is 8 years,
Wow.
and you can see lives coming back together, and it's all right, cool, yeah, they have like big jobs with the city and all sorts of stuff going on, but how they live and how they treat other people
That's important.
it was big to me, and I saw that right away.
Right.
And that's what I clung on to.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I haven't had any problems. I was talking about the other day, and for a heroin addict, trying to kill myself every day, and it's I think I've been doing this tree removal thing for 4 weeks. It's the same thing, right? But it's like without the problems that came with everything else, because I remember just listening to people talk tonight about struggling. I'm struggling, and I'm like, oh man, I know what that's like. And it's like in my brain it clicks when I'm struggling where I'm going to end up struggling, and it's not a pretty place. I've been watching it all week. Every time I drive up to a gas station, I can see it. Every addict in that room in there knows what it looks like to see another person. In fact, we could all name the type of drugs that each person is on. It's in the depths of their addiction. And there was a time when I would think that was funny, and today it's like hard to drive by and watch that.
Thank God for routine, because
Yeah.
staying in routine keeps me out of the mess. I'm never struggling because I'm on routine. I'm doing the same thing I did yesterday. Get up, go to work. Fortunately, I got a great job, CPRS worker, and I'm working 40 hours a week and getting paid to go to meetings. And it's the same thing over and over and over and over. And I'm getting tired of it, but I still do it though every single day. It's fuck your feelings. It's pretty much you got to keep doing what you did yesterday. Stay clean, and that's what I did in my addiction. And I turned it over. And here we are, right? So
I turned on the podcast and sat here for a second. Maybe no one's going to walk in that door, but it's weird how, we do that out of faith. That's like what all this is for me. Like some days are just like that. I don't know how things are going to go. And they just go.
right. So
I don't know. I just wake up like you. I've come to these rooms long enough to hear other people before me who have a lot more clean time than me, that I'm looking at them and their everyday life, and they're working the steps and the traditions. They have principles. And I'm like, I want what they have. What are you doing? They're like, when I wake up every morning, first thing I do is I get on my knees and I pray, and then I thank God, and I do a gratitude list. And after that gratitude list, I ask God to help me with things that I'm trying to work on. Then I make my bed, and then I start my routine.
Right.
And I thought, when I heard that, I was like, it can't be that simple. It can't be that simple.
yeah, make a plan. Look at me. Ding! I got new teeth. I've been going to the dentist. I didn't go to the dentist for 40 years. And last year, I've been going for a year straight. I just got my new purses in, and I feel amazing. It feels a little weird. I want to take them out to eat, but I'm like, I got a real genuine smile first time in my recovery. I faked it all this time, and here I go. I'm an actual fool now. Man.
Now whoever's out there can see you.
Yeah.
This is going to be what on Facebook forever.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I go to sleep early every night, and for a little while there, I was thinking I was kind of lame until I looked up at the people that I was like around that I was looking up to,
Yeah.
and I was like, I feel kind of lame. Like I just kind of go to bed early, and I miss all the trouble of the world,
Mhm.
right? And someone's like, no, that's what we do. Like that's what we do. And like I thought about it for a little bit. Like I haven't had any real problems in a long time for that
Mhm.
reason. Like nothing's really happening out there for me after 10 o'clock.
You're not missing anything.
Right.
I'm not missing
Nothing.
And yeah, that that's part of the routine. Is you find yourself in that routine. What you do is you come to these meetings, you listen, and you read the literature, and whatever literature or program that you're involved in, you read that literature, and it helps you find a new way of life. And in doing so, you get to find things that you love to do and the people you love.
And
Like this man
relationships.
right here. This is a bromance. Since day one,
You know?
I walked in this room. I met this guy. I've been with him ever since. It's been 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And,
Alright.
yeah,
I got a rope on this guy. Yep. So
we call each other every day. That is, the program fellowship.
God.
Yeah, God.
Well, you know something's up if you call and he doesn't answer.
Yeah, I
More
know.
than like once.
His phone was off today, and I freaked out for about 2 seconds. And I thought, wait a minute, my will, God's will. God's God. He's okay.
You know what? I panicked and thought I lost my my debit card, so I cut it off, and then my phone went through, it paid the bill, and it declined, and I got it back on now. I panicked, but I can't find my card. I just turn it off. Suckers think they're gonna get my money. So yeah, I still have addict behavior. When I can't find something, I still freak out, but I stay out the way otherwise.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I always talk about not making any more messes for me to trip over. Because like all this time, that's all I did was make these
Oh, yeah.
messes. And no matter how much I clean them up, they're still there. And if they're not there, there's like echoes of them
Mhm.
there where I like find myself like stepping over what I thought was a mess and that
Right.
could trip me in itself, you know? And so like no matter how much I work on myself, I still have that possibility of slipping because there's just so much mess there. All you did was the same thing over and over and over again. And now that you're doing something different, it's like you have to you have to teach your brain to think new ways about all sorts of stuff. You know, I remember when I first got to these meetings, I would always talk about, stealing. In fact, I was joking.
Yeah.
I always joke about it. Like it's been a long time since like I took anything.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like a thing. It was almost like unconscious thing. And you like watch some addicts; they almost don't know what they're doing. They walk into a room filling everywhere,
Yeah.
and end up with a bunch of your stuff in their
Right,
pocket.
right.
And they kind of don't really know the difference between that and and you go along this like path until you're like actually doing it with skill. You're like, I want this. I want what other
I
people
can't
have.
go to a self checkout. I ban myself because I know all these feelings come in my head, what I'm used to doing, that I probably will do it.
That's
And
practicing a new way to life.
Man,
New way to
I
live.
cannot go to self checkout. And you know what? That's sad because I'm thinking I'm getting better and I think I'm good, but I'm not even going to give myself a chance to put it to the test. You know what I mean? Because I'm still an
Over
addict.
time, it will change.
Yeah. I'm never going to a self checkout.
That's okay too.
Old patterns, old places will bring up old shit program.
How long have you been sober?
34 months.
34 months?
I started.
I can go through a self-checkout. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I've been sober 49 years.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. So I'll get there,
So
huh?
you'll get there.
Okay.
Don't
That's
say
what's up.
never. Never
Okay.
say never.
Okay. That's recovery.
absolutely.
That's recovery. Take that and I'm gonna put it in my bank. I want to be there. And when I do make that leap, I'm gonna remember what you just said. We do recover.
Yes.
Yep.
What's your name?
Right.
Hey, Ray, nice to meet you.
Oh man,
Malachi. Nope.
We've seen him.
I've seen him around.
I've been going here forever.
Yeah.
And then before that, I went to Fridley forever.
Okay. Yeah. I come here twice a month. This guy dragged me out. I'm like, I got a girl at home. I can't be out here. 'Cause I see this place as a
Fellowship.
there you go, fellowship and eye candy and fun, and it's good to have that little bit of balance. But no, I can only come here twice a month. Yeah, so here we are. Yeah.
I'm happy.
Mhm.
I'm happy. I come out here for all of it. Come out here for the fellowship. Come out here for the problems that I get to hear today
Mhm.
because they give me perspective, and then I get to hear the solution from people like Ray. I just it's everything out here is pretty good. The
Yeah.
bonfires are good. The podcast is good.
Mhm.
The Wednesday night's good. The
Yeah.
Friday's pretty decent. The Sunday, I could not believe I went to a couple of Sundays here recently
Yeah.
within the last month, and those Sundays are pretty good too.
Does it still get like 200 people here on Fridays?
Tonight was quiet.
Really?
Tonight was there's. I feel like I asked some people. I'm like, well, I don't see Paul anywhere.
Yeah.
Which means something's going on.
Mhm.
But there's like not a lot of the regulars. Like there was a bunch of people that are usually here that weren't here, and which is cool. I thought about it for a second, and I was like, I have to remember that I'm in when I'm in a big room of people I don't know a whole bunch of the people. That's
Yeah.
great. That's like where I want to be sometimes.
Yeah.
Like we get comfortable, we get too comfortable. We're like,
Right.
oh yeah, I go to these meetings, I know
Yeah.
these people, I'm around this
Yeah.
stuff, and then I don't step outside of my comfort
This
zone.
is a relief. Yeah.
There's always a lot of things going on the weekends. Like I know a lot of my friends at Fridley. Fridley is practically empty today when we played cards.
Yeah.
And because of the Red Cliff Roundup.
Oh,
They all went up there to speak and to have fun. So
nice.
We gotta take the Fridley out sometime.
Yeah. Fridley, yeah, I haven't been to Fridley in
I haven't been there.
probably 4 or 5 years.
Put it on a date. We're gonna go. For
Right,
real.
man. I'll
Yeah.
cruise by. When I'm out there driving around, I'll see like Bass like New Hope. I don't know what
New
that.
Hope, yeah.
I'll stop in there. I kind of feel weird.
We got the Ride for Recovery coming up.
Yeah.
Go for state.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go out there.
Oh,
and just
go
remember
for
that.
it.
we would go to Gopher State
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I got to go on Friday because that's the day they count up.
Yeah.
And me and a bunch of my friends are in the front row
Mhm.
watching everybody sit down.
Well, last
Yeah.
year, wasn't there someone there with like 60 some years?
Yeah,
Maybe 71,
60.
69, 71.
68, I think it was.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of years. Yeah, that was pretty fun. But yeah, do you have any questions? Do you ever ask any of those questions?
Well, these are the closing questions, but I mean, like, you guys are pretty on point tonight.
Yeah, you guys are talking up good.
Man,
I mean,
first time on it. So
oh really?
Yeah, really?
Well, so
Wow.
hear me on this. This is, I think this is the third show I've done.
Mhm.
Jim asked me, and he was like, "You want to do the first 2 Fridays?" Which was funny because I put on the screen first 2 are free,
Yeah.
which is something we heard for a long time, right? Because the first 2 are the
Yep.
free for all. But let's be real for a second. That's how like people get sucked in. The first 2 are free, and it's kind of nice having an open door policy because like I don't get to like pick who's coming in and what's going on, and so like it's like my recovery. It's out of my control.
Yeah.
It's like my
Exactly.
life. It's out of my control.
Yeah.
And like everything's a pivot. Like
Yeah.
whenever something bad happens, I have to like pivot a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I was talking about failure the other day. I was like, failure's my friend when it comes to like this because
Yeah.
it strengthens me, right? And someone's like, don't use that word. Like, took me a minute. I was like, all right, well, my mistakes.
Mhm.
My mistakes are these like powerful tools that I keep on having, right? And like, so like being able to like come out here, gosh, I had a couple weeks off, and I didn't even think I was doing it tonight. I just actually had the longest week of my life. Like I'm sore, my feet hurt.
Mhm.
I probably have cuts underneath like everything, but
Still doing the tree work?
I'm doing the tree work times 10. They like asked me to get myself a LLC so that I can like still, well, it was under the table. So
Okay.
I'm excited about this job because this is my GRH. And
Yeah.
I was working in the collegiate recovery at Minneapolis College, which was amazing
Yeah.
work, but those hours ended. And I'm going to University of Minnesota in a few months. And so I was like, well, what am I going to do for the summer? Oh my gosh, I made more money in like 2 days this week than I'd make in 2 weeks at school.
Yeah.
And not that that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
I'm gonna give you a
Yeah,
business
that's it.
card.
Don't get me wrong. To me, like money, I think, is like a sickness. I come from where everyone. I've
addiction.
seen gold fever. I've seen people get gold fever with drugs and like all sorts of stuff. So like, money's not super important, but you have to figure out how to like have a life that makes sense, right?
Isn't this a God moment?
I was going to say,
To the
you
car. We
you
just talked
being
about
here
this.
is the God moment.
Yeah.
You showing up, being here at the podcast.
I mean, I'm in school to be a counselor. I just got my CPRS
Yeah.
certification. I got all 8 of them through the Native American Cultural Competency
Okay.
thing. So it came with like a bunch of grants. So I can go do that work if I want to. And I'm not against it, but this just came up, and like that would be a big pivot for me right now, like figuring out how to move out of the house, because like I would need to get a new place and pay rent somewhere, and like that's a little scary for our recovery sometimes, right? You know, like what that looks like, and like if you have enough of the right friends in the recovery rooms, you'll find. And don't get me wrong, we'll never say this in the books or in the literature. Your sponsor will never say this,
Right.
but those kind of things tend to work out because you put yourself around the right kind of people. And you're like, I see somebody who's trying to do something, and I want to help him, and like so that can like work out really well,
Yes, it can.
and but like I said, my mistakes are like, and I've made a few big
Yeah,
mistakes,
that's okay.
One after the next.
It's progress, not perfection. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The other one is you can't change your thinking with your thinking, the program. So all that shit comes. The longer you're here, the more
I'm
you're here, the
bashful
more
now. We just talked about this on the way here
Yeah.
on speakerphone in the car driving, and it's like, man, I need to find me a business partner. I want to do something
Yeah.
because I want to do something more. I'm not comfortable where I'm at. Just going to meetings. We're doing 390, And we've been doing it from day one. And it's like, man,
Yeah.
I'm dividing it up with both fellowships. And it's like, man,
I know. I do too. I do too. I try to go outside of. It's an interesting thing because, like, for somebody who's training to be a counselor,
Mhm.
there's like this really open thinking. And we talk about it a lot. Like, recovery is not a straight line for everybody, and so I have to look at certain things a certain way sometimes. Like, where someone's like, "Oh, yeah," I just look past it. They're, "Oh yeah, I got my Adderall, my benzos, and my what do you call it?" And don't get me wrong. And for a lot of us, for me, that wouldn't work. But and in a professional sense, I might not say anything to that because, man, we know what that person's like when they're not on their meds.
Yeah.
And it's one thing. It's your recovery. I love it when some people say that. So it's kind of like a doggy dog world way to say it, but it's your recovery.
Even food, sex, and gambling.
Yeah, well, that's why I go to SA, GA, GA, NA, CMA,
These are
CA.
behaviors.
I'm an addict. That's why I enjoy NA because it's all encompassing. But yeah, I mean, I never say no to a meeting. I'm at home. And
It was a life recovery Bible that got me into the 12-step program, though. Because without that, getting rescued in jail, that's all they had, 60 days of that. And then I got out, went to treatment, inpatient, 60 more days. And that was my foundation. I did 7 months a new way. And behold, I'm never going back. That's what's up.
Not everyone understands the kind of like pathways that happen to people around here because there's so many steps for people to get clean, and like you'll hear people's stories. Some, I went to treatment, I went to Park Out, but I made necklaces, and I was just so excited about necklaces for the first 6 months that I forgot that I was like trying to use or whatever. And it was like, and when I started to have those like as an option, I was like, oh, it was free and the world looked good. I was like on Nicollet because I'd go down there to go to treatment, and so I'd see like what it really looked like where I am, because I'm a homeless person. I like end up on the streets, living in a cardboard box with a shopping cart and a tarp, and like when that's what you see, when you're in the middle of like your brain starting to see it, you're like, oh, somebody just said it outside, but like, what did they say? They're like, I just wish I could shoot meth like a normal person.
And what does that look like? Tell me what that looks like.
Wow.
It was a funny joke that somebody said, because there's no such thing. We all know. I can't have someone walk down the street that's on the needle
Yeah.
doing meth and not be able to spot it a mile away. It's insane to say that,
I
but
never
like,
done meth outside. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, in the basement,
I had
on, milk carton.
I had to do it quick, and I had to get back to work. So there was always
Oh,
something to do.
yeah.
Go fast.
That's my problem too. But
The time of need has changed, and people are just doing drugs just to be doing drugs.
Yeah.
That's why their life is just deteriorating.
I
They
don't
have
understand.
no purpose.
I don't understand fentanyl. I don't understand that drug. I don't
It's a
understand.
downer.
That's me. I mean, we're all different.
I was watching
No
the
one's
Hulk
the
Hogan
same.
last night, a documentary, and he did a lot of fatty.
You know what I understand?
Lots.
Relief.
71 years old.
Relief for some people,
Mhm.
right? Relief from
Pain.
themselves, right? Like, and we think about that. We always talk about that, like, right, when you get into like a little bit of recovery,
Yeah.
you're like giving yourself relief from yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, in the moment. I had a guy come in for music therapy at one of these conferences I was at. We were all playing the drums. He's a counselor, but he like got a master's in music therapy. Let's all play the drums. We got a room full of 20 people. He said, you guys do this and you guys do that. And it took us a little bit to get there. And then we get there and 20 minutes goes by and he goes, all right, in that 20 minutes, were you thinking about your girlfriend?
No.
Were you thinking about your job tomorrow?
Uh-huh.
Were you thinking about whatever? He goes, no. We were focused on what we were focused on. He goes, this is like what it's like to have a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And like when we do these things that make us happy, whatever they are, bike riding, walking for some people, meetings, lots of meetings. Meetings are good. I love them. You know what? I feel so good. I'm not gonna lie. Earlier I was like, oh, I don't even know if I want to do this tonight. I got done at 5:30 and I crawled out and went and picked up my friend. And
You got me wanting to call my sponsor.
I gotta call my sponsor. I'm not gonna lie.
I have a sharp tool in the drawer, and I'm not even using them because I never need to dump on him or nothing. But I'm gonna call him to see how he's doing.
Dave,
Buddy.
buddy,
Yeah. Buddy
Good.
K.
buddy.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I'm just gonna call him and
Absolutely.
check in because you know what? He has feelings too. You got me thinking about like, man,
Oh, yeah.
relationships. And I need to use the tools around me. You make me think about that. Like, I'm grateful for you. Grateful for you. All of you.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Name 3 feelings that come up when you think of your recovery journey.
3 feelings that come up. Grateful, hopeful, and future.
Excitement, enthusiasm, and no regrets.
Wow. Okay. You got something there?
Depression, love, and God.
Hey.
Nice. Gentlemen, I am out. I'm going to go out. Or me. Well, let's see. Feelings. When I think of recovery, I think of love. I think of acceptance, and I think of compassion. When I think of my recovery, I think of all the people I get to love today.
Yeah.
The compassion that I have that I can take outside of myself. And I mean, there's so many other feelings too. I mean,
Service.
It's not limited to services. Yeah. Services where it's
Number
at.
one. Service is number one.
Ah,
Well, it's always good to see you.
Thanks.
Ray?
Appreciate
Good
you.
to meet you.
Absolutely.
Good to meet you.
Man, this was great. I gotta come back and try this again sometime.
Send
Oh,
some
yeah.
people in.
I will. I'm gonna send.
Otherwise, I'll be in here by myself.
I will do that. We might come back.
And you know how that goes.
Appreciate you.
It was true.
Well, you got to be loaded up with questions like, what do you think of the Vikings this year?
Man, I came here thinking that I was going to get excited about football. Like where I come from, people don't go. We don't have like a team. Right?
Oh, yeah?
From Alaska, we don't have a team. And
Mhm.
and sometimes people will be like Washington and this, that, and the other. And I get here and I'm like, all out, me at this. And so I'm like, maybe I'm in it with the Vikings. Like maybe they're gonna have their moment. And we'll see. We'll see.
Well, you got to think of the Vikings as one game at a time because the few years there where they won a lot of games, it was fun. It was fun to watch them win a lot of games. But then they had a mediocre year last year, and they'll probably have a better year this year. I'm thinking because they gained in some defensive players, they invested some money in some defensive players. They should be better on defense at least.
I feel like the Vikings are just like, I feel the same way about everyone else. Like I would hope success on everyone. Right? Like we don't get to see it a lot. So when we do see success, it's like that. It's a big deal. And maybe with the Vikings, it's not as big of a deal as me as it is watching some people and that I felt like, you know, and I hate to say this, but sometimes I'm like, man, I really hope that person makes it. And then when they do, it's a big deal. When you like look up, like, you know, after some time, 3 years has passed, and we're like, oh, they're making it. They're still doing it. Like, because, you know, and you know this, right? If you've been coming to meetings long enough, you hear a lot of people's shares, and you'll hear it over and over and over again. You'll like hear them go through their struggles and what they're doing. And for some people, those are like the real, you know, I'm always a positive person. So occasionally I have like real big conundrums that are, I don't know, the same thing, you know, life and recovery. Sometimes life is life, and people say, like, what's going on? Life is life. And it's true.
Well, when I'm in meetings, I think about helping other people by saying something profound that'll help them. You know, thinking of like I always say, we admitted we. How important is we in the program then?
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty profound thinking there. You know, and who is we? Like that's pretty profound thinking there too. You know, I make them think. What is going on in these first 3 words of the program? You know, the we part is ourselves, our fellows, and our God. You know, those are the we part of that program that gets pushed so hard that in the first 3 words it's mentioned twice. So
I've been around long enough to see a lot of people, you know, I guess come up with excuses, right? Like oh, this place isn't really my thing anymore. And you like kind of watch them seclude themselves, and you're like, hey, what happened to him? And like, you know, it's an interesting thing that you point out the we. It works because we work with each other all the time. These two just came in here and like, we call each other. And I'm like, yeah, obviously. We call each other. That means that like if someone doesn't answer, something's going on, right? That's why we call each other, because like even on our best days, we tend to have our moments, you know. It's been amazing.
my roommate has a lot of years too. He has over like 27 or something years of sobriety too. So I have 49, so we're there for each other all the time. So
Right.
it's like
Right.
being in a meeting all the time, even though he's more sarcastic than I ever was. I'm not sarcastic at all.
That's all right. That's all right. I don't know if I'd say that's a you know, for me, I am kind of sarcastic sometimes, but like I'm pushing towards, you know, yes is yes, no is no, because I'm starting to deal with people sometimes where they kind of joke about things and we don't know what's what anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And like, but like when your yes is yes, no is no. I was saying this to my coworker today, but for me, reasons, excuses, and justifications can be, you know, me sliding towards relapse. Like, not like I'm going to pick up, but that's like relapse behavior, right? To like always have reasons, excuses, justifications for everything instead of just fixing the action itself, right? Like, there's a lot of things that happen at work where something's needed, everyone's like, well, it didn't go down because of this. And like, instead of just, no one cares. It's about getting it to the point where we need to get it to. And like, I think the same thing can be said about like, my recovery sometimes is how I feel, and I'm hard on myself because I'm kind of a perfectionist about making sure that those things are important to me, doing it without building extra shame about how I feel about myself, right? Because I'm like trying to do this different, not create a bunch more problems. I mean,
Can you say you love yourself in the mirror, the old routine?
do I say I love myself in the mirror? I do. It's a little different. When I get up in the morning, I kind of look like a wreck. My hair is like wild. Gray hair is like kind of out in places. Like kind of stubbly. Right? And I get out of the shower and I feel 100% refreshed. And I tell myself, oh, gosh. Yeah, there's lots of little moments. I'm still at the phase where like I get a little emotional that things are the way they are. Like how beautiful it is. Like I shouldn't be alive. So when I'm driving down the road with a license, insurance, and registration, which is,
Back the truck up. You shouldn't be alive.
I mean, I tried to kill myself every day for like every day. I tried to, and I didn't. I heard someone talking about this. Derivation is that you don't care if you live or die anymore, and you end up, there, and you're like, you don't care what you put in yourself, as long as it makes you feel not yourself, right? And so like, I was super terrible on all sorts of things. Mixed together would be dangerous. By themselves are dangerous. And so to say that like, just looking at, I was sure I was gonna die. I was sure I was gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the plan, and that was the hope.
Come on in. Sit down. What's your name?
I'm Dana. I'm an addict.
Hi, Dana. I'm Roy.
Hi, Kevin.
You know who
Well, you know Kevin. Everybody knows Kevin.
We go to school together
You went to school together. Wow. That's good.
until he decides to graduate, and then he's leaving me all by myself.
Oh,
I'm just a little.
It's good for her. She's having to like fill in and do all of the like chores and needs of the addiction counseling club and hold the recovery room up. Because outside of all the other recovery things, there's all sorts of stuff happening out there. And in fact, I'm pretty sure in this city you can go to all sorts of places for all sorts of recovery.
oh yeah. I've gone so far as to go to Overeaters Anonymous.
It's legit. I had them. We had them come to an event we put on once a year for the Addiction Counseling Club at Minneapolis College, and they called me back when I called them, and they were so excited. Like, yeah, we'd love to come. And I was like, because like they get asked to do a lot of events, and they're like not super excited about certain stuff, but like, it's an interesting thing that we don't talk about a lot because as addicts, what do we do when we get clean?
Binge eat.
We binge eat.
Eat the whole bag.
I'm barely down from and I get really big when I first quit, and I switch addiction, right? I'm like, ooh, and it's a big thing.
I used to be 265 pounds and go down to 230 something.
That's legit. It's a lot of work. Put in 37,000 steps yesterday.
And you were talking about not liking yourself or thinking something bad about yourself. I want to talk on that for a minute. After my divorces, I was so depressed, my doctor gave it 2 adjectives. He said, "You're major, severe depression." So he gave me 2 adjectives instead of just depressed person. So in that, my second divorce, I was so upset and crying all the time that they gave me 16 ECTs. And if you don't know what an ECT is, that's electric convulsive therapy. So I had 16 of those buggers, and it did help. My suicidal thoughts dissipated and finally went away. I don't really have suicidal thoughts anymore. And I used to call them flyovers because I just thought about it and then it'd fly over and go away. But now I don't even have those anymore. But I'm on a lot of antidepressants. I'm on a new one, Risperidol. So that helped out a lot.
It's a big deal. That's another thing about all this, you know, getting open to like finding out what kind of medications work, you know, because we don't come into this or come out of this. For some of us, we didn't come into this without, you know, mental issues. Like I found out recently that I have diagnosed, right? And the only thing I can come up with all these years for using was that I was self-medicating, because it's one or the other, right? Like either you come out of it and you use so much that you end up with conditions, and then we're never the same again, right? Like because we rewired our brains. And it was hard hearing a therapist tell me all the things about my side. I know you got to know I'm talking about this, right? Like the closest I come to the saddest I've ever been. Someone tells you exactly who you are and what's wrong with you. I guess maybe that's a bad way of looking at it. That's how I felt in that moment. It's like that was shame that I carried, because like there's a lot wrong with me, and I was thought I'm fine. I'm okay. I don't get arrested over it usually, which is funny. I've been arrested so many times that it's weird that I have these excuses.
Well, see, me and you are so different. Because look at you, you're going to college now, you're going to the University of Minnesota. You know, I never slept in a box. I never was arrested. I never went to prison. I don't remember ever going to jail. But yet I'm here, and the other thing is that I've been sober so long that a lot of therapy just doesn't work with me, because I've heard it all before. I've been around so long, I've heard a lot of therapy. And because of that, I don't look down on myself. Like I have a hard time thinking of you looking down at yourself going to the University of Minnesota. Because for me, that would be like brain surgery or rocket science.
Well, I didn't think I was going to be able to do any of this. Something to think about was that I joined school thinking that maybe I'd just rip them off on some money somehow. And then I ended up doing good. And like with each second that got me to that point, it was like what happens to people who recover is that they start building, completing goals, even if they're little goals, right? Like today, I did 37,000 steps. My first goal was to do 5 minutes on the elliptical machine. And that happened about 2.5 years ago. And that was about all I could do. I didn't like stairs. I didn't want to go up any stairs anywhere, you know. I have heart failure, all sorts of stuff. And now I'm like, go, 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 go. If we have a day off, I'm working out at the gym. Right? And like, but like, I know that that's like a lot, right? But it feels good. I'm starting to like recognize that like just completing the next goal builds another like little thing inside you that like makes you feel better about yourself. Because like the other thing that we did right before that was not be the person we wanted to be. We were like always so mad at ourselves. You know, in our addiction, things didn't get done the way we wanted to. So, you know, and it depends, you know, everyone's addiction is different, just like everyone's recovery is different. But for a lot of people, I listen and they talk about the shame they carry, you know, because they kept trying to get clean and just couldn't. And like, that's like you not completing a goal. So like the opposite of that is like setting goals that you can complete, right? And I just kept on stacking them until they became until they became what they are right now, where, you know, I need to write a paper, I have to read 90 pages and write a paper about it and like, you know, have it be competent. It's doable, but I would have never believed that. I would have never believed that that was possible. And I think that people don't realize that anything is possible in your recovery. And you know this because like you've been recovering for a long time, sir. Like what, there's things that have happened in your life that are like amazing, that are worth crying over, that you can like stand in the mirror and cry over and smile at yourself and say, I love myself for being able to do these things. Right?
Yeah.
And so like it's funny that we were talking about that because I do carry a little bit of shame. I'm still like feel like imposter syndrome. I don't feel like I should be going to the University of Minnesota. I applied hoping that they would reject me. Right? I'm not gonna lie either. It was like I was so busy and I was like, where do you want to go? And I applied to a couple places and they accepted me. And I still haven't even fully accepted it, if that makes any sense, because I don't know what that looks like. It's a huge school, lots of really intelligent people doing lots of really intelligent things. And like, you know, putting yourself around that is a good thing. It's the same as this stuff, like, right? Who you put yourself around can really like uplift you into like, and that's why people take on people. That's why people are like, hey, I'll be your sponsor, because you know you. And so it's interesting. I found that like when I put myself around these hardworking people that were the same as me, that had goals and ambitions, and we're completing those things. And I never say it's done till it's done, because let's be real for a second, it's not done till it's done. And who knows if it ends there. So, I have questions for you guys.
All right. Give her some questions. Let's hear her time.
Number one, yeah. What's this next school year in your recovery going to look like?
I'm taking more of my counseling courses. I'm bumping up to 3 classes a semester.
No, but I mean your recovery. Like I see,
My recovery
I see
is
you at meetings all the time.
Yep. Meetings all the time. And that's where I'm at. I've got to stay connected with my sober network, or I end up finding trouble, and I don't need trouble. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired and starting over.
Yeah. Feel that. Did you sing? Sing the songs?
No. I've been singing along with everybody else, but I haven't got on the list.
I can hear karaoke from here right now, and it sounds like it's popping.
Should I shut the door or no?
No, it's fine. I got questions though.
Okay.
1 through 100.
Me?
Yeah.
19.
If you had to describe yourself using 3 words, it would be
God's my master.
Ooh. Dana, 1 through 100.
26.
If you had a talk show, who would your first guest be?
And that would probably be you.
I'm not always that exciting. It's hard to juggle everything. All right. I'm going to do one. And it's weird because I know the list a little bit. 91. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be?
Is that towards me? I thought you
It
were.
was towards me. It was towards me. And it's funny because Minnesota has accepted me like nowhere else I've ever been. Like, and like I am living in the place that I would want to live. And now that I'm like driving out to these places that are like far out, I'm like, Minnesota's my new spot. I love it. It's going to be longer than a year that I'll be here. I feel like the city gave me my life back.
Cool.
One more, Ray.
77. The year I sobered up.
What was your favorite game to play as a child?
Feudal.
What was it?
Feudal.
What's feudal?
Feudal's like chess, but on steroids.
I like it. Now I'm going to have to go research this.
Feudal. Yeah, you can look it up on your phone.
1 through 100, Janet.
68.
That was a good pick. As a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Not an addict, that was for sure. I always seen myself in the nursing / like pharmacology field.
Do you know how much work that is?
Wow.
Do you know how much work that is? You know what? Of all the things that I can think of that I think of as painful when you guys talk about what are you doing, I think of that. That's a gnarly one. All right. Well, it's past 9 o'clock, and I was real happy that we had people come in tonight because otherwise I would have been just rambling to myself on the tiredest day of my life. You know, I want to thank everyone out there for listening, and I hope that you reach out to the people that you reach out to if you're struggling. And if you're not struggling, I hope you reach out to the people that are struggling because we all change chairs sometimes, and you should be reaching out to your people and the people. And with that said,
All right.
Kevin's first 2 are free, but it's not like that. Just the first 2 weeks of each month on Friday are free. Change your lifestyle. Have a good night, everyone.
Good job, Kevin.